Welcome back to Trailer Academy. I'm Brandon Jones. You know, with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag being announced and the Tyranny of King Washington available for download, a lot of people have been talking about Assassin's Creed lately, and it made me think about this 2006 trailer and how awesome it is. And there's a lot of things we take for granted with Assassin's Creed, namely that we get an amazing CG trailer from this franchise pretty much every year. And also that in 2006 when this came out, we really didn't know anything about this brand new action-adventure series from Ubisoft. We had lots of questions, but we didn't have any answers, and this trailer had them, which didn't know it at the time. Which brings me to today's lesson. Let us solve a mystery.
We tend to call super short trailers teasers, but every trailer should leave us wanting more. It's the same with editing each individual clip. You want to show enough to translate the information, but you want to cut away the second before the viewer expects you to. Succeed at this, and people will keep watching until the end. The Assassin's Creed trailer from E3 2006 seems like your basic grab and stab, but there's a lot going on here under the surface. Ubisoft gave us a bunch of clues out of the gate to a mystery we're still piecing together 7 years later. Project Assassins was first announced at XO5, where it joined the small handful of franchises that were premiering on the 7th generation of game consoles, specifically the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The series got its official name, Assassin's Creed, on May 2nd, 2006, and this trailer premiered on May 8th, the day before E3 officially opened. It held audiences over until most of us finally got to see the game in action during XO6 in September, 4 months later. The trailer begins with its biggest clue, a quick montage using footage from the XO5 teaser with a loading bar at the bottom of the screen. This hints at the game's use of a machine called the Animus to view someone's past according to his or her ancestor's bloodline. It's a deep concept and perhaps not the best thing to try and explain at a press conference, so Ubisoft smartly focused on the time period and location at E3 and left the sci-fi underscore for those that caught on. Evidence of the simulation returns when a few jump cuts include some sort of digital interference. The final game jumps perspective as well, occasionally skipping the simulation ahead to load a more pertinent moment. When the trailer is done loading, we see the city of Accra, one of 5 locations available in the final game. The city is never officially labeled in the trailer, but Accra was featured in the gameplay shown behind closed doors at E3 and to the masses at XO6, and the architecture and clothing match those seen in the game's version. There are no gallows to be found in the playable Accra, but one of the game's missions tasks you with assassinating someone officiating an execution. Although the mission takes place in Jerusalem, the death of Majd ad-Din is the closest the game comes to recreating the trailer's events. Publishers spend a lot of time working on a brand new game announcement, and there's often a large divide between what they are and are not willing to show at certain events. This trailer's one of the fuzzy exceptions. Ubisoft didn't say the word Animus until months after E3 2006, and yet the proof that the first Assassin's Creed wouldn't take place entirely in the biblical era was staring us in the face the whole time. We knew there was a mystery, we just couldn't solve it completely until we played the game. Gamers love to catch stuff like that, and if we don't catch it, then it'll just blow our minds even more when we play the game, then go back and watch the trailer, and notice what we missed. Before we meet our hero, we see an eagle perched atop the gallows. It lets out a screech that would echo through the CG trailers for Brotherhood and Revelations. The ending for the CG trailer for Assassin's Creed 3 was even more of a call-out to the original. Eagles have come to embody many elements of the Creed story and gameplay. The birds hang out around viewpoint towers, and every assassin uses the patented eagle vision to spot suspects in heavily populated areas. As the eagle screeches over the crowd, it passes our lead, Altair, standing as he does when he synchronizes one of each city's high points. Accra's bell towers ended up looking mostly like the chapel in the trailer, save for the tiny crouching post out front. The bells appear as more than just skyline dressing. Whenever Altair completes one of his chapter-ending assassinations, the town bells ring until he makes it back to Assassin HQ. They also ring later in this trailer as Altair dashes to the packed church.
So you're not only going to see hundreds of NPCs in crowded streets like this, but they're all going to react in their own individual way to what you're doing.
After leaving the bell tower, Altair makes his way through the mob, politely nudging anyone in his path aside. The gesture was emphasized by Jade Raymond during the gameplay demo at Exo 6.
If you push them around like that, they may not like it. And it may not be a good idea to do that if you're near your target and you don't want to be seen.
And is taught to you during the tutorial in the final game. You're specifically advised to dodge anyone carrying a vase or crate, as disturbing them will attract more attention. The trailer pokes fun at this, when Altair deftly avoids a vase carrier, who is then trampled by pursuing guards. Altair's movement speed is also emphasized as he calmly approaches the stage and then breaks into a run, which the player can do in-game at the press of a button. Altair rushes the gallows and uses his crossbow, which was not featured in the final game due to historical inaccuracy. Before he can reach his target, he does dodge an incoming sword attack, a move Altair relearns as the game progresses. Altair draws his hidden blade through his missing finger, and a sound is played that's similar to an in-game stealth kill. Players sadly cannot leap this high in-game, but this action is similar to a running stealth takedown. The hold on Altair in mid-air may have been a reference to Assassination's previously getting a bit more pizzazz compared to the release, as demonstrated by the Exo 6 demo months later.
Moment of assassination.
Some fans were disappointed that Altair does not close an enemy's eyes in the final game like he does here, nor is there an animation that allows the player to do so. It's highly speculative, but this could be an allusion to the final moments that the real protagonist, Desmond Miles, gets to experience. After each mark is eliminated, they get to whisper their final secrets to Altair and Desmond. The fact that Altair chooses to pause in the trailer over his victim could be suggesting this, but it's a stretch. The cut likely holds here to build a bit of tension before we head off into the chase. The chase itself is pretty generic, but it is indicative of the anxious moments before the player actually gets to turn in the job and gets the law off their back. Until Altair makes it back to home base, security is heightened, sometimes leaving him to circle the building searching for a hiding spot. Ending the sequence, Altair again teases us with the impossible. Although it would appear in later games, a rooftop takedown like this can't be done in the first Assassin's Creed. After stumbling away from the guard he used to cushion his fall, perhaps another nod to the game's weighty, adaptive movement, Altair makes it to safety. Slipping out of sight amid Brothers of the Cloth is a familiar gameplay device and an easy, hands-free way to enter any of the three major cities. Altair's admittance into their circle is genuine, but the shot is a bit of a tease, as there are no church interiors in the final game, so these holy doors never actually open. You want to treat a trailer like a mystery, and its viewers like game detectives. This can be hard for publishers and developers to do because they've seen the edit too many times, so they should show it to as many fresh faces as they can to see what other people notice. Like a tasty plate of lasagna, there are many interesting layers to discover in this trailer, each full of clues to write down in your handy-dandy notebook. The first layer is the job at hand. Who is this dashing deliverer of death, and who is his unlucky target? Who sent him? Who benefits from this executioner meeting his own demise? Then there's the setting. What city are we in? What country? What year is it? Beneath it all lies the hidden code. Why is the footage glitching out? What's with the loading bar? If this is all a simulation, can this computer load others?
You can tell when a developer is having a fun time with their audience. I mean, you can hear it in Jade Raymond's voice at the end of the 06 demo. She knows everybody's really confused, but they're also really excited, and that's where you want your audience to be. If you want to check out any other trailers based on assassinations, I recommend the E3 2011 Hitman Absolution Hot Shower trailer, the Thane trailer for Mass Effect 2, and the debut trailer for No More Heroes, and pretty much any trailer for Assassin's Creed, although my personal favorite is number 2. Thank you so much for all your suggestions from last episode. Be sure to leave more comments in the comments below and on my Twitter page at GameTrailersVO. And if you want to check out the full trailer, just wait until after the break. See you next time.